Most people don't fail to find their true self because they're lazy. They fail because the self they're trying to surrender was built to keep them safe. That's the engineered ego trap. And in a moment, I'll show you the tiny, socially acceptable behaviours that keeps it running. Pull up a chair, pumpkin. Get something warm in your hands. If it's a hug mug, even better. Your ego isn't merely an annoying little chap demanding compliments. It's often a self-story. I'm the good one, the capable one. I'm the easy one. I'm nothing like my parents. And here's the uncomfortable bit. Sometimes fighting desperately not to become a feared family pattern keeps you orbiting it. You're still organising your life around the thing you're trying to escape. The strange thing is, the false self can feel safer than the real one. The false self has instruction. The true self has opinion, possibly inconvenient one. Research and existential psychology often describe this resistance as fear of losing control over your identity. Not just changing your habits, losing the person you've spent years proving yourself to be. And that brings us to the first reason people stay trapped. You were trained to look outside yourself for evidence that you're real. Likes, praise, achievement, being needed, being the most emotionally available person in a room full of people who suddenly need a therapist and a snack. Advertising has done this for generations, linking products with freedom, rebellion, and belonging. Today, algorithms simply personalize the mirror. They feed you more of what confirms your story. So the self-story feels familiar. And familiar often trumps healthy. Then comes the sunk cost. You've invested years in the career mask, the relationship role, the healing identity, the version of you who says, no, honestly, I'm fine, while internally composing a 3-act tragedy over someone's tone of voice. Letting that identity go can feel like admitting the investment was wrong. So the ego protects the purchase, even when the purchase is a life that doesn't fit. This is the part nobody puts on the inspirational mug. Authenticity changes relationships. When you stop saying yes automatically, someone may accuse you of changing. When you stop performing wellness, someone may prefer the old version of you. When you set a boundary without guilt, the performative identity starts making a noise, a very noisy noise. Some people retreat rather than drop their mask. And sometimes your authenticity creates distance, not because you're superior, because the old arrangement no longer has access to you. But surrendering to your true self does not mean becoming careless, selfish, or mysteriously allergic to responsibility. It means allowing the interrupted self to dissolve. The self built from fear, the self built from expectations, the self built to avoid becoming someone you were terrified of becoming. The only move is radical surrender, not dramatic destruction, honest release. What remains is quieter, more present, less interested in external mirrors. Your mistakes become fuel for coherence, not a life sentence. Your boundaries become self-respect, and your relationships can finally meet you, not the costume. Knowing the mechanism isn't the same as moving through it. Subscribe for the map, stay for the work. You didn't choose the wound, but you can choose where it ends. Follow for more on mending the mother wound.